Hello and welcome back to my channel if this is your first time here. Hi, I'm Cassidy, but it's not. Thanks for always tuning into my videos. Today we're doing part 2 of a series I read. So this one is all the series that I have actually read and completed at this time of filming. Part 1 was series that I've started and either I'm going to finish or not finishing. Here we are. Let's start because I want to eat my popcorn. That was a good buttery piece. I am a binge reader, so I felt like there was a lot of books that I had finished. Book series that I had finished. Truthfully, there's not that many, but let's keep an account. These are only series I have started and finished in the last, 3 years. And 3 years ago, I only read 10 books. I think I read 18 books 3 years ago. And then the book after that. And then I read, 50 the year after that. So, I read a lot of these this year, or last year. We have number 1. They're not in any order, so I don't know why I said number 1. The Book of the Ancestor trilogy. Let's just put this book here to be a placeholder. Book of the Ancestor trilogy. I loved this. This is one of my all-time favorites by Mark Lawrence, so I finished it, okay? The next one is the Scythe series by Neal Shusterman. My sister currently has, I think, the Toll, and then Scythe, and the second book that I don't remember the name of, are off wandering through friends. Finished it, loved it, hated the last book. So, I would recommend it, but 50% of people hate the last book, and I'm one of those people. The Red Rising trilogy, I have only read the first 3 books of the main trilogy. I know that there's companion books afterwards, another companion trilogy. Haven't read those, only the first 3 books, but I'm counting that as a completed series. Another one I loved. I liked the first book more than I liked the other ones, though, which I think is unpopular. The Wool Omnibus series by Hugh Halley. It's a dystopian novel. I actually thoroughly enjoyed all of them. The first book, it's kind of cool because you have the first book, and then the second book is actually a prequel to the third book, but belongs in the series. And then the third book, you're following the characters both from the first and second at the current time that are now interlocking together, if that makes sense to you. If you want to try adult dystopian, I highly recommend this series. The Handmaid's Tale duology by Margaret Atwood. Obviously, we all know Handmaid's Tale, and then The Testaments came out last year, and I read it. So, there we go. We have they're out of order. Shadow and Bone series by Leigh Bardugo. I've completed this trilogy, and then I have also completed the duology, Six of Crows. My sister has them because she's reading them. I have not read King of Scars yet, but as that's a new duology, I am counting the first 2 as series completed, the trilogy and then the duology. I loved Six of Crows, didn't like Shadow and Bone. Obviously, if you know me, I've completed the Poppy War trilogy. Love it, can't say more about it, just read it. Incredible. An Ember in the Ashes Quartet. I read the 4th book in Kindle format because I want the paperback. So, I only have these, so we can just put like a little placeholder here. I loved them. I actually really, really enjoyed this series. It was just a fun little YA military fantasy series. The Mistborn series, Era 1, I have completed the trilogy, and I loved it. I have read book 1 of Mistborn Era 2. And if you've watched the part 1, I am obviously continuing it. So, yeah, here we go. The Red Queen series by Victoria Aveyard. I loved this series. It is a guilty pleasure read for me. I definitely don't recommend it to everyone, but this is a guilty pleasure read for me. I loved the characters in this and the typical YA plot from the 2000s going on. Except for that the last book in the series did get a 2 stars from me. Because I hated the ending. I absolutely hated the ending. And I will say King's Cage I almost DNF'd because I was bored, and then it became my favorite book in the series because I love Maven Clore. My camera battery died, so I'm sorry if I'm, not in the same position. ACOTAR. I am kind of unsure where to put this because It's not finished, but I finished it, and I feel like the first trilogy wraps up nicely, and I would count it as finished, and then I count the rest of them as like standalones, even though there's an overarching plot. So I'm just putting it into finished. I am continuing ACOTAR 2, but it's finished for me currently. The Bridge Kingdom by, I don't remember her name, I'm so sorry. It's in the cover though. I've finished this duology. This is another one. I finished the duology, but there's more books coming out that are like separate duologies that complete the full story. I'm going to continue with them, but I finished up to now the duology that's currently out. I feel like that's the same with like Six of Crows and stuff, right? Like they're all individual trilogies, but the world completes the plot. So I'm counting them all as they're like separate individual parts. The Daevabad trilogy, completed, loved, everyone should read. Amazing, brilliance. Also, that's by S.A. Chakraborty, because I forgot to say that. And then the last couple are the Realm of the Elderling series that I have currently read. I have read the Farseer trilogy. Love. These are out of order, but the Live Ship Traders trilogy, my favorite trilogy so far. And the Tawny Man trilogy, which book 3 is on my cart to be wrapped up this month. So, there we go. That is as far as I've gotten so far in the Realm of the Elderlings. There's obviously more to read, but that's where I am now, and I'm counting them all as series completed so far. And obviously, I didn't talk about this in the continue. I did not put the rest of the Realm of the Elderling on my continue series because I'm counting them as the individual series that they are, not the expansive trilogy. I am continuing in the Realm of the Elderling, but I haven't read book 1 of the Dragon's Keepers Quartet, so I didn't count it because it hasn't been started yet as a series. I hope that makes sense. That's it. I feel like I read less series than I thought I did. At least completed them. But I'm doing pretty good. That was a lot still. That's it. Have you read any of these? Are you excited to read any of these? Because most of these are fantastic. I do pretty good at choosing what books I want to read. Obviously, you're not going to finish a series if you didn't love it. So, most of these are books series I'd recommend. Whew. Have a wonderful day, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far into this video and you want to leave a comment but you have nothing to say, you can leave me a bird emoji. I was just staring at the golden fool and there's like a bird emoji. Where was I? I'm gonna eat my popcorn. Have a wonderful day, guys. If you'd like to connect with me on other platforms, my Bookstagram, my book Twitter, my Goodreads, and my beauty channel, all linked in the description bar below. And I'm going to put some videos on the screen that I think you would love if you checked out. So have a wonderful day. And if you're not subscribed to me already, subscribe to me. I'm eating my popcorn now. Have a good day.